Hey, what's up guys, it's Peacemaker here, and what this video is basically to explain how to, what's good about, how do you be good at flying a jet, and that's what I want to help you guys with. So in case you're new and you don't really know much about flying the jet, it's very easy, you'll get used to it. I'm not really going to go over the controls right now because it could be different. Because right now I'm on a PC, so it could be different for you.
Oh yeah, dude. Wait, what was the thing again?
But I'd really like to talk about the best loadouts to use when flying a jet if you're new, if you're like right in the middle, and obviously you got your service star already. So if you're new to a jet, the premium edition of Battlefield gives you the heat seekers and the IR flares to start out with. But if you do not have it, you're stuck with flares. And flares only until you get the heat seekers. So you're gonna have to really figure out, how am I gonna get the heat seekers if I can't kill people with the the gun on the jet, because a lot of people can't do that yet. I know I couldn't do it the first time I played this game. I was terrible at it. I just liked flying around. I thought that was really cool. That's why I liked playing this game at first. But I eventually started taking it a little more seriously and going on the offensive and actually using the jet to my team's advantage to, help them out from the air. I liked helicopters though, obviously, but I'm not going to talk about that. So, if you're a beginner, obviously you got to use the flares. The flares are like the only thing that's going to keep you from getting killed all the time, if you use them correctly. I remember when I first started out playing, I didn't know how to use the flares. As soon as I heard the lock signal, I was like, I'm going to drop flares because I think it's going to work. And it didn't. And I didn't know what was going on because I haven't played the game before. I've only started playing it last year. And I just didn't know how to play it. It was pretty funny if you think about it. But it does kind of suck. And there's a lot of people out there like that. And they don't know how to play. So I'm going to tell you when to launch your flares if you're new. Okay. So, you don't have anything unlocked, you have flares, that's it. Okay, so when you're getting locked onto, you hear beep, 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 okay? And then you hear like a solid tone, beep. And then once you hear that rapid beeping, like really fast, it's like beep, 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 beep. That is when the missile's coming after you, that's when you use your flares. And that's going to keep you from getting killed. But if they're still locking onto you and you hear that noise again, you're kind of screwed, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Flares aren't that helpful to me unless you have below the radar. So that's why I like the jammer. But again, not everyone's going to have that right away. So, the only way to do that, I really wish they gave you points for countermeasures. Like if you countermeasured, like if you countered someone's rocket, just to, because a lot of people, like I said, cannot use the main gun on the jet, which is why that they use the heat seekers all the time. But some people don't feel like learning how to use the jet, but they want to use it, and they just can't. I really think that you should get like 20 points for basically like a counter. You counter the enemy missile plus 20 points. So you get points towards your jet when you counter the missile because it shows some skill about flying the jet. So I really think you should be rewarded for it, which I think would be a good idea for people that are new. But anyway, again, people that are new, just stick with the flares and the heat seekers and maybe you'll get it someday. I don't know what to tell you. People that are about right in the middle, I'd recommend using, if you don't have it, the guided missile. It's unlocked pretty late, but if you don't have it, use the rocket pods. If you're pretty good at flying the jet, like you're good at the controls and stuff, you know the basics, how to fly the jet, how to not crash it, how to actually shoot other aircraft with the jet gun. Yeah, use the rocket pods if you do not have the guided missile. It will, if you can defend yourself from the air with the jet gun perfectly fine, then by all means, I'd recommend using any air-to-ground missile possible. The rocket pods are perfect, the guided missile's even better. because all you gotta do is fire one missile, vehicle disabled, unless it's in tank. Then you're gonna have a problem. And plus the guided missile's quicker. The rocket pods, you kind of have to pay attention because you have to fire all of them. You get like 14 or so. You have to fire all of them. You can't just fire one. It's not fire and forget. You actually have to aim for them. So they do require some kind of skill to use. So if you don't have that, I'd just kind of stick with the heat seekers. But other than that, use air radar for your first vehicle perk. Again, use the flares. The air radar is unlocked pretty early, but you're gonna want to stick with that. Like you're never gonna want to change the air radar out because you basically need the air radar. It's just you just need it. It tells you when you're below the radar. You get below the radar pretty around in the middle too, so it'll tell you when you're below radar. As you can see, when I fly close to the ground, my little green jet on my air radar disappears. That means I'm below the radar. So you're gonna wanna need how to do that, and yeah. So if you're in the middle, I guess you're pretty good. You're set until you can get your service star. But once you got your service star, that's when it starts getting fun. You got your ECM jammer. You have you have everything. Guided missile. That is what you want to use. If you're skilled in taking out other aircraft with your own gun, then by all means use the guided missile because it's fast, it's quick, and it's very effective. So the guided missile is like my favorite thing to use in the jet. It's so good. Basically, you want to think about how, like, by the time you unlock all these, you're going to be a little more tactical in your gameplay. So you're going to want to keep in mind, how am I going to help my team? Can I kill the infantry with the jet gun? Yes, you can. Can you attack the ground with the guided missile? Yes, you can. Can you attack the air? Can you keep the airspace clear for your team? Yes, because I can use the jet gun. So once you have all those necessary skills, you're pretty much set. You really don't need any more help than that. As long as you can stay in the air without getting shot down, which is kind of hard for some people sometimes, but that's okay. You'll get it. Don't get the shortcuts. For God's sakes, don't get the shortcuts. They're a waste of money. And for what? Something you could just, kind of work for and you'll get it. Like, I'm level 15 or so on PS3 and I already have a jet service star. And I'm not even kerneled. I've never, I don't even really play it a lot, but I already have a jet service star. Because I'm pretty good at it. But anyway, guys, keep in mind what I said. Obviously you're gonna be more tactical in your gameplay later on when you're getting really good and stuff. So you're gonna want to keep those things in mind, like how am I gonna defend myself? How am I gonna go on the offensive? Can I help my team on the ground and in the air? That's what you gotta think about, and that's kind of what you gotta think about all the time. But I don't recommend thinking about it when you I don't recommend thinking about it if you're a beginner in a jet, because you don't really have to. You just gotta think about, can I go around here and not die? Can I get some kills for once? But yeah, anyway guys, I hope this helped you a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Take it easy, everyone.